If Mary Kay were in a regular store, would I buy this product? Let's find out. And to answer your question, no, I do not sell this. Welcome back to Mindful Midlife, where we do all things beauty, weight loss, and life over 50. And today we're obviously concentrating on all beauty, specifically Mary Kay. Mary Kay has been around forever. My mom sold Mary Kay back in the early 1980s. I actually used Mary Kay for many years, but I've literally not touched Mary Kay products for more than 15, maybe even 20 years. I contacted a consultant. I'll be totally honest with you. She is actually the wife of my nephew. I really don't know her very well. They live in Iowa. And I told her I am going to very much be honest about this. And she said, I totally understand. That's fine. So she was great. Hi, Shelby. If we end up loving some of these things and you're like, I need to get that, I will give her information below and you can order on her website. I've talked enough. Let's get into it. All right, the only thing I did not get, which I don't know why, Shelby even asked me, don't you want a primer? I guess I didn't see a primer on there that I thought I would like. It was a primer with SPF. So what I'm going to use is just use my SPF. It doesn't say to shake it, but I usually shake it anyways. I did get their liquid foundation brush. It's got a nice angle to it. I think it's a synthetic brush, like synthetic fibers. I like the grip of it, the handle of it. The foundation is definitely a thicker foundation. It looks a little gray. You know, I don't remember if this said what kind of coverage, if it was light coverage, medium coverage. Now it did say luminous, right? Yeah, luminous. So I'm definitely seeing a glow to it. So that makes sense because it's luminous. Right now, I will say it's a light coverage. I'm not sure if I like the brush. Definitely luminous. I mean, that is a glow. Hoping that dries down a little bit. Let's look close up. It's looking good on my skin. I'm gonna do another layer. So I still have some left. Let me see if I can get a little bit more buildable. The color actually did work. It's not as gray once it's on. At least the first layer was like that. Let's see what the second layer looks like. How many of you love Mary Kay? I'd be interested in knowing this. And if you say you love it, be honest and say you sell it. Because I know consultants. I was one, not Mary Kay. I know consultants, and you just want to shout it from the rooftops when you love your brand that you sell, which you should. Don't ever sell a product that you don't love. If you use Mary Kay, what are your favorite products? What are your, like, could not live without, gotta have it products? Okay, it's setting on my skin really nicely. Getting my Stands Out sponge because I use this after every foundation almost without fail. This takes anything extra off, helps it not settle in as much. It's pretty much a miracle worker as far as I'm concerned. Right now, I will say this is beautiful. A little bit more luminous than I would like, but let's just see how it dries down, you know, after I've had it on my face. Look at my hair. What happened to my hair? Just like frizzy. Oh my goodness, what is going on? Let's try some concealer. This is the, here, let me hand it over here and I can read it. This is the Perfecting Concealer. I cannot read the color. I asked Shelby to actually pick a color that was one shade lighter than what I had. This looks a little light. Oh, actually the color's not bad. It's a little bit light, but I mean, I want it to be light. So the color's good. I think it gives decent coverage. What do y'all think? They do have an eye primer. It doesn't have a color, so clearly this is not going to be giving me coverage at all. It's just to prime my lids. This concealer is so far really good. Like, I barely see creasing, and I didn't do any kind of powder. Mary Kay. This might be a good thing. Two different colors of their brow pencil because I just wasn't sure. This one is dark blonde and this one's brunette. I think I'm gonna go for the brunette. A lot of times brunette can look red. I don't want to look red. So let's go with the Brunette. And I wouldn't call it micro, but it's definitely a thinner one. Oh, I just realized. Oh, Mary Kay. There's no spoolie. Ah, really? There's no, there's like nothing. I can't take it off. That might be a deal breaker, Mary Kay. Like, you gotta have a spoolie on the end of your brow pencil. Like, why would you not do that? So that disappoints me. I'm gonna have to get a spoolie next to me. I got a spoolie so I can pick it up. This will just take me so much more time because I've gotta have two things in my hand. So brush them down. Ooh, super creamy. That color is good. So this is the Brunette. See what I mean? I will say the pencil so far is really good. Why doesn't it have a spoolie? I swear I have to contour. This is what I'm doing. That is how I am. Okay, I will say I'm very shiny still. Oh my goodness, so luminous. I actually like this a lot. Okay, I just lost the lid. Where's the lid? Don't know where the lid is. I'm sure I dropped it. Excuse me. So I don't remember if they had a brow powder. I normally will put a powder on, but I'm going to do strictly, except for my SPF, I'm strictly doing Mary Kay. So I'm not going to use anything, but I usually go in with a powder at this point. Okay, when you purchase from Mary Kay their eyeshadow or some of their other products, you get it in a form like this because it doesn't come in a compact. So when you open it, there's the, I don't want it to fall, there's the shadow. So that comes out, and then what you would do is you would put this in one of their compacts. So my thought is this, if you don't want to use one of their compacts, you could use like a Z-Pack. I've shown you guys this before. These are a lot of Sephora's eyeshadows. I'm gonna go ahead and put mine in here because it's magnetic, they're metal. So obviously these don't come out. Here, let me put it in. I'm so afraid I'm gonna drop them. Got just those two right there. Cinnabar and Rustic. Let me swatch these so you guys can see. Why do I always do it where I can't even, like I'm like, I can't. I literally cannot put my, let's do it this way. So this is Cinnabar and this is Rustic. So it really does swatch pretty nicely. So because Rustic has a sheen to it, I'm gonna do just a crease color, but I always go a little bit above my crease. Not a lot of fallout. Wow, hardly any powder. I'm afraid that's gonna be really dark. But oh, there's no, there's no mirror. Oh, that's pretty. I didn't get like everything I would have wanted to try. I was spending a small fortune. She told me, like, if anything I don't like, I can return. So that's the nice part about it. Even if you don't live near her. Oh, look at that. See that's from the primer. Even if you don't live near her, you can return things. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this a little bit in my crease. I mean, not my crease, my corner as well. Kind of an all over color, but more colored towards the top. Now I'm gonna take Rustic. It's the more brown one right here. And because this one has a sheen to it, I'm gonna use my finger like that. And I'm going to just put it on my movable lid. Like that, a little dark. And I'm going to take that fluffier brush, not the clean one I had before, but a different one, and just spread it out so it's not all in one spot. That's pretty. I'll see how it looks when it's all put together. I truly believe no makeup look looks good until you put some mascara on. It all comes together. One thing I am going to do though is take a tiny little brush, my little Reffer brush, number 23, and I'm going to just dip it right on the tip there. I keep hitting it off, but do you guys see anything coming off? And I don't even think I see fallout. No. So, pretty good. And I'm gonna just line my lower lid and bring it up a little bit. So I'm gonna do a tiny bit more so I get a line going up. Kind of like a little kitten eye, but using shadow. I will tell you, Shelbi, her and her mom have been doing Mary Kay forever. I don't know about her mom, but Shelbi's gotten the car. Like, she's high up. She's doing amazing. She's won trips, not won. She's earned trips. She's doing good. Okay, I am definitely seeing creasing now of the concealer. I haven't set it down at all, so I'm not surprised, especially when I have a luminous foundation underneath. Before I do any kind of mascara, I am gonna set this down. I got their Sheer Mineral Pressed Powder. Again, it comes in this kind of packaging. I got it in the color Ivory. It's getting all over me. It definitely has a color to it, but it looks like it just shears out. So again, this is one of those, let's put it in a pan. So I won't keep it in this, but I do love this concept. I wonder if theirs, I will look on the website and put someplace in here, if theirs is like a Z-Pack kind of thing where you can kind of build it. I'll put some prices in there and see if it's better to just buy a compact. I think, if I remember correctly, they had it where you could buy a compact and then fill it with things, and I think it would save you money. I'm going to use my little poof that I get off of Amazon, and I'm going to put it in here, put it on my hand to just kind of push it in there. Always get your creases out. Clearly, it's obviously less luminosity right here. So I'm pleased with how it doesn't crease very easily. Like, it's not creasing drastically on me, so that's good. Now I'm gonna go ahead and powder down my nose, because of all things I really do not want is a shiny nose. Okay, my forehead is looking phenomenal. I mean, it's shiny because of the luminosity. Getting really used to that word today. But it's not creasing. If I really wanted to, I could keep this the way it is. I don't like a shiny forehead too much, so I am going to powder it down a bit. They did have other foundations. It's not like they were all luminous. Ha! Oh, you know what? All of my rest, like my blush and my bronzer, are all powder. They're not a cream. So I'm going to go ahead and powder the rest. I want to see if powdering this just brings it completely down to nothing. So clearly it doesn't. I can still see a sheen. So that's nice. I do like it to have a sheen. It's sticky. It is sticky still. I think I need down here because I did put it down there and I don't like that feeling. This is the Volumizing Brow Tint. I chose dark blonde. We'll see how that comes out. Oh, my hair is just one big frizz-ball today. Ooh, this might be light. Doesn't that look too light? Boy, on the website it looked darker. So this might be a train wreck. Oh boy. Yeah, this is way too light for me. Shelbi, this one's coming back to you. This is too light. It's not really darkening up anything, but because I needed to cover blonde hairs and gray hairs. But we can at least test to see if it'll hold my brows. All right, I literally look like I've got gray hair in my, oh my goodness, this was a train wreck of a choice. Let me try to brush it out a little bit more with my spoolie so it's not so obvious. That was my fault. I should have chosen a darker color. So clearly the Brunette would have worked. I think it's called Brunette in that as well. Bronzer is called, well, it's called a contour actually. Chroma Fusion Contour. And I got it in Latte. And I got Chroma Fusion Blush in Golden Copper. Again, they both come in these kind of things. I went ahead and put it in my little Z-Pack. This is the blush in Copper. And this is the contour. So everything I bought actually in those kind of packaging fit in this kind of thing. So, which is kind of nice. If I wanted to take this like on vacation, it would all fit in one. So that's kind of cool. I'm gonna use my favorite number 17 brush from Refer. Okay. Very dark over here. I'm gonna use Refer number 24 brush. Same stuff and go under my chin. On my forehead, warm things up just a little bit. And then I'm gonna blend this a little bit more. All right, I'm gonna use the Refer number 4 brush, and I'm gonna go in with the blush. It does have a glow to it. Okay, definitely has a glow to it. Sometimes I like a glow in my blush and sometimes I don't. That's a pretty color though. I got their waterproof, and it is their Lash Love waterproof mascara. I have used this once, I'll be honest. I'll tell you what I think in a minute. The brush is not my favorite brush. I definitely like a fluffy, more natural brush. This is more of a plastic kind of thing. You can bend it. If I remember correctly, this was the only waterproof option, without. So it's not a ton. Like, I definitely am not, this is not a volume, thick, vavoom kind of mascara. It's okay. I don't think I'm like, yay, I want to reach for it. I had to work more than I would want to work, but I definitely think you can build it. I think if you want a very natural, non-clumping kind of mascara, you will like this. This is Lipliner in medium nude. On the website, it looked pretty. Definitely would not call this a nude on me. Could be a nude on someone else. 2 lipsticks. This is Rosewood, and this packaging is very pretty. I like it. And then the other one I got is more of like a lippy. So this one right here is Rosewood, and this one's the Better Than Bare. So this one's much more of a glossy kind of look. It's very, very emollient. This one is definitely more rosy. Neither of them are a matte. It's okay. I do feel like it's gonna go all over my face. Like, I feel like it's gonna move. Like it already is right there. I think it's a little more pink for me than I would like. It's okay. Final thoughts. First, I took off the lipstick and also the lip liner, and I used just the lippy, and I like that better. I think the shade was too pink for me. I'm not a huge fan of pink on me, or that shade of pink. That's just a preference. The lip liner is just too dark for it. Maybe I could add like a little even afterwards. Yeah, that doesn't even show up. So let's do it this way. What am I gonna return? Foundation. I actually like this foundation. I think it looks nice on my skin. It's definitely I would say a light, slightly medium coverage. I think it's buildable, but I actually like it. So I am gonna keep it because I think if I just wanna get a nice glow, I think this might be really good in the middle of the winter. So I wanna try it then and see when my skin is just parched, would it do better? I'm not sold on the brush. It's not bad, but I don't think it does anything magical per se. I think I want to try this with a cream bronzer and see how I like it, because its denseness, I think that would be good. So I'm going to keep this as well. This is going to be expensive. Concealer I'm keeping because this was such a nice creamy concealer, and it didn't crease immediately, but it also made my under eye feel hydrated, so I'm happy about that. So I'm definitely keeping the concealer. The eye primer, I don't think I really liked. I didn't like that it creased. I think I'm returning this. The 2 shadows I like. I'm keeping these. I just think that they're pretty. The brow pencils, I would love to keep these. I don't know. I really liked the brow pencil. I really hate that there's no spoolie on the other end. Like I have said in my videos before, I refuse to buy one without a spoolie on the other end. And I just don't understand why they would make it without. I refuse to use it without a spoolie. So these two are both going back when I find the lid. We already know we're gonna return the brow gel because first, it's just not the right color. I don't feel like it has much hold. Like I don't think it's doing anything more than what I could get in a drugstore for a lot less money. So I don't think this is something I'm gonna keep either. The mascara did build. Like I don't think it's bad. I just don't think it's doing me any favors. I think it's too hard to build that up. I do not want to have to do 2 coats in order to get a look that I can get with another mascara in 1 coat. I did wear this before because I wanted to be able to tell you guys. It did not flake. By the end of the day, it looked exactly how I put it on. So it's a good mascara as far as that goes. The bronzer, it's okay, but I don't know. The blush, it's kind of patchy here. So I'm not loving the blush. And I don't like a blush that does have a sheen to it. Unless it's a cream. I do like a cream that has a sheen to it. But a blush with a sheen that's powder is not my favorite. Because I honestly don't want to have a sheen down here. And that's where my blush is going. My blush is going right here. What I'd rather do is have all matte right here and put a sheen right at the top because I want things that are going to lift my face, and shine will make eyes go to this area and kind of make your face go down. Does that make sense? So I'm definitely going to return the blush as well as the contour. I just didn't think it did anything great for me. And I hate to say, I'm honestly going to return the pressed powder. I don't feel like it did anything for my pores. I don't feel like it even really totally mattified. Like, did I just not use enough? Well, I mean, it did there, but I also put it there once already. I am going to keep the lip liner. I did like the color. I just didn't like the color with either of the things that I bought. So I liked this. I'm going to keep it. I'm going to return the lipstick, the rosewood, because the color just, I don't know, it just wasn't the color that I wanted. I do like this. What was this, Barely Bare or something? I really like this. It's what I'm wearing now. I think it's a really good natural nude. Just throw it on. It's gonna look good. That I like. I want to thank Shelbi for working with me and being able to send all these things to me and us working together. That was fun. Guys, I would try out Mary Kay. If this was a brand that is in a store, I think that they would be a force to be reckoned with. I think it's a good brand. Of course, there's some hits and misses. That's always the case with any brand. I think that a lot of people write Mary Kay off because you're dealing with a consultant. And I think that you don't want to deal with that middle person. You just want to go shopping and get the product. I get that. You can do that with their website. It's just like ordering from Ulta. It's just you're dealing with a consultant. The nice part about it is you can message her and ask her questions and she's going to get back to you. If you like videos where I do an entire face with one brand, I'm going to link one right here. And of course, my Midlife to Fit Life weight loss series is always linked right here. I will see you in one of those or another one. God bless.